Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to share with you my experience with Hurricane Ian. In today's video, it's going to be 2 days in one video. The video starts out with me starting to put in the flooring back here in this back den. And for those who have been following me know that that back den, the whole flooring had to be completely redone. The rim joist broke, and when it did, the tension was so strong that it broke the floor joist. So all of that had to be replaced. I hired out for someone to do it, and I didn't inspect what I expect. As you're going to see, the plywood joints are not staggered. I've had it checked. It is sturdy. It's going to be fine. It's such a small area that it's just really not going to make much of a difference. But at any rate, it's going to be all right. All right, right now what I have to do is I've got to vacuum, and then I've got to countersink the nails. There are some that have popped up, or not popped up, they just weren't sunken in all the way when they were shot in. So, and then I'm going to sand the joints so there's no rough edges or sharp edges that could compromise the floor. Now, as I'm cleaning the floors, I'm noticing some of these nails did not get countersunk. So I'm going to have to go around and make sure every single nail is like this one. And I've got to sand areas like this. So I got to check for things like, you see how this is sticking up? Over time, that could wear through or damage the floor on the backside. Like this here, to sand that down. Make sure all the joints are flush. See how that's compromised right there? I didn't put the subfloor down. I hired out for that, and it's got problems, but for such a small area, I don't think that it's going to be an end all. Or like this, I mean, it's flush. But there's just some areas that need help. Like this here, I'm going to have to sand it down. You see how there's lippage? I know the joints aren't staggered. Like I said, I wasn't back here to inspect what I expected. It is what it is. I can't go undo it. So if I was strong enough, I would have done it myself. But there's just no way I could have lifted any of this plywood. All right, enough of the sulking. Let me finish vacuuming. See how that screw was up like that? I gotta sink that thing down. And if you ever wonder what I like to listen to while I'm working, it's called the Lighthouse Retirement Show with Martin Parlata. And he has a podcast. They're about an hour long. He has a 2-hour show on the weekends, 1 hour on Saturday, and then hour 1 and 2 on Sundays. He's an absolute stitch, and he gives great investment advice.
it's done. There's no lippage. I still hate he didn't stagger the joints, but I'm not going to undo it. I just need to let it go. And the whole floor is sanded. I know you think it's a little bit of overkill, but that way I can ensure that there's not going to be any future problems for something that I missed. And after I get the floor installed over here, I don't mean to make you sick, sorry. Once I get it installed over here, I'll be able to get these boxes out of the way and do the same thing over here. So since I couldn't get all the boxes all at once, the lots are different, so there may be some color variations. I'm just going to take one from each box and lay it down, and I'm just going to mix them up, and that way it'll look more natural. What I did is I went ahead and just put them side by side. I locked them properly with the proper expansion gaps on each side, and I'm not going to have any cuts lengthwise, which is good. The only cuts I'm going to have is when I'm coming from this way to here, and I'm going to have to cut off the ends. I need to go get my chop saw and get that set up, and so let me pull this up and get things ready, and I'll be back. I don't know if you can see, but I think there is a slight difference in these boards. Today is September the 27th. It's a Tuesday, and it's about 4:30 in the morning, and I've been up for about a half an hour. I ate some breakfast. I've got to get prepared for this hurricane, which is Hurricane Ian. We're not really sure exactly which direction it's going to go. You know, it's just a typical issue that comes with bad weather like this. You don't know until it gets here. And so it should be a Cat 1 when it does hit. So what I'm doing is I'm going around the house and I'm securing everything, because I'm kind of worried about my roof. It's an old one, and I'm afraid of leaks. And so things the way they are, it was just way too expensive to get a metal roof, which is what I wanted. So I was going to wait till after November to see which direction things were going to go. I'm putting all my clothes in contractor bags. I'm going to be rolling up my carpet. I've got to buy some drop cloths to put over the beds, because if my roof does go, at least things will be protected as much as it can be. I've got buckets. I'm going to get my shop vac. I do have a generator, so if I do have a leak and it gets on the floors or whatever, I can vacuum it up immediately, and then, you know, hopefully the drop cloths will, you know, help protect the most of it. I've got to get my container garden. I've got to get it up to the house. I've got to decide what to do with the chickens. I know I have to go and buy them food for about 3 days. They will not be able to free range. I've got to finish the floor in the back room, the den. I haven't published any videos about that except for when I was trying to get the floor joist repaired with my dad, and then he fell and injured his hand. And so that project went to the wayside. We ended up hiring out for someone else to do it. Got to get this vinyl plank flooring down because it's 100% waterproof in that back room back there. And I don't want the subfloor to get wet. I don't need any more issues. But I've got to get everything that I moved out of there back in there and secured. I've gotten just about everything in the kitchen. I've got to take all of this stuff down and put it under the sink. I got to take all my plants down, all of this. I definitely have to secure that and just get all this stuff under control, because if it does leak, at least it's under a shelter. I've taken down all my spices from, you know, here. I've got everything over here safe. I can just throw a drop cloth over the top of this and it will be safe. I've got to move all my canned goods. I got to roll these carpets up
and put the chairs on top, you know, just throw a drop cloth over it. I won't do that unless I absolutely have to. I'm just going to throw a drop cloth over the beds. The mattresses are encased in a plastic dehumidifier, ready to go. I've taken all my clothes down and I put them in contractor bags and laid them on the floor. And I took all of my ceramics, things that could easily get broken, and put them in here. So this is stuff I'm going to show you what I'm doing. Talk about use what you got. I just noticed that the other day. My papa, I'm telling you, man, he would use whatever he had. Now this is my room, no judgment. Yes, I've been sleeping like this for what, going on 3 years now. It's echoey, I'm sorry. But I've gotten all my medical supplies. I got my first aid, my office supplies. I've got other stuff like medication and just personal items in here. I got all my receipts from working on the house. This is my closet. I think you've seen it before, but I've got to take all these clothes out. Hang on. I've got to take all these clothes out, put them in contractor bags, and then pack in case I have to jet. I got to put my CPAP machine, which I swear I can't live without now. And this is where I'll be in the event of severe weather. I'll just get in here. This room is completely tiled. I would show you in the back room what's going on, but it's too dark. There's no electricity. I can just throw a drop cloth over my appliances. I'll just put my coffee maker up here as well. This is what I've got to get into that back room up against the wall. The soffit that it's going to be under is made out of stucco. And throw a drop cloth over it. Call it good. I'm doing laundry. So basically that's it. I got a generator that'll keep my refrigerator, both of them, running. Let's see. In case it goes out, I will have backup, which is the coolers. I can't take you anywhere outside because it's just too dark. I live out in the county, so there's no street lights. So I'm just going to take you with me, and I only have one battery left that works. Hang on. Here we go. Let's zoom you in. Let's see where this is. All right. All right, so here we go. Venture Sky. There he is. I think it's so silly how they put it immediately to show you how hot the weather is. So stupid. All right. There he is. All right, let's go to the National Hurricane Center. Ay, ay, ay. Ay, ay, ay.
I know the lighting's off, but it'll get better as the sun comes up. My rooster wants out, but I can't let him. It's not quite enough daylight. I gotta put these screws in because I need an expansion gap, and also I need something to butt up against. There we go. That's the second, look at this. That is the second screw I've gotten out of this package. It has no teeth on it. See that? There are no teeth on this screw. That's the second one I've done that's done that. I think it's daylight enough for them to come out. Chickens can't see in low light. They're giving me the stare, so I better go on out there. I'll be right back. Goes about right here. Alright, let me go cut it. I'll be right back. Put the corner and then the corner as close as I can, and leave a gap. Put these two joints flush and then tilt it in, lift up and put it into that channel all the way down the length of the board. I'll pull out for you. There you go. The whole length of the board. Get it in that channel like that. Now with it still tilted up, take your block, and you're going to need this piece. with it still tilted up, and you'll be able to see it go right in. Okay. There you go. Now there's a little bit of a gap here, but I'm going to fix it once I get the board all the way in. And that should close the gap. And it did. Now with this flooring, I guess it's because it's so dark that you can see the seams on your butt joints. I put my butt joint together, then I tilt it. Make sure that it's in the groove or pretty close all the way down. There. And then I go all the way down the board. First you could barely see me, now I got glare. So remember to tilt it up. And it didn't slide under the wall.